we didn't let those people go. We brought them onto the bench, and then we began to put them onto other accounts and put them in other endeavors as we were bringing on new clients, because we don't want to lose our subject matter experts. We have time and dollars in the training of those individuals, and we don't want to lose those assets. And so, again, we're constantly training, constantly making them better, constantly having them understand various lines of business to be shovel ready for you and your business.
So awesome. You know,
Very interesting, Rudy.
it's something that I've been saying for a while I needed, and we've tried hiring it, you know, with Indeed and whatnot, and find UX person, and you beat your head against the wall because it's that manual that we don't know how to put together, that brain steps that we struggle with, and we don't know who to hire for what. We think we need them for this, but we realize we need for this and this, and we just start figuring out, saying, I'm tired of trying to hire somebody, and that becomes a burden. Some of you think, oh, I'll just pick this person because whatever reason, and we just do a terrible job. So having someone that we can share our thoughts and what we think we'll use them for with someone like yourself, and kind of drive us down that road to be able to get our solution to free up our time, energy, and money so that we can do other things such as marketing or whatever, or they can do the marketing part and we can focus on just raising capital, buying deals, raising capital, buying deals. So that's a fascinating thing. So again, we're talking to Rudy here from Rudy Casanova. And again, everything you'll see in the link, you can get us information. Rudy, before we let you go, I know you've been attending a lot of the Node conferences. Are you going to be attending anything upcoming soon?
Matter of fact, I will be at the IMN multifamily conference Monday and Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in Dallas. I'm actually located in Dallas. I'll be speaking on specifically, what am I speaking on? I am speaking on data-guided property management, employing insights to increase employee efficiency. So I'll be moderating that panel. And I will be also attending the IMN Single Family Rental Conference in Miami, which is the latter part of May. I will be attending the Pitbull Conference next weekend in Miami as well, or in Key Biscayne to be exact. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of conferences that I get into and I attend. I'll be attending the MBA's Mortgage Banker Association's chairman event in early June. And then I have a trip. Actually, I'll be heading out to the Philippines mid-April for a week and a half to see our staff and our locations and visit them there. So yeah, I'm always around. I'm always speaking at conferences. I'm always at anything industry related. And you know, if anybody would care to meet face to face, I would love the opportunity. I know I see Nathan out and about all the time, and so I'd love to do that again.
We did get a nice compliment, Ratish, on LinkedIn, post the fact that he really appreciate bringing content on and reusable information. We appreciate that. And guys, when we put on these webinars, this isn't stuff that we know about. This is stuff we want to learn about as well. So that's why we may look like we're interviewing for first time. It's because we are, right? This isn't prep stuff. So having Rudy on is something that we're interested in needing, right?
Yeah.
And don't kid yourself. Nathan and David they're signing up seats this week. I'm on them.
Yeah.
So they now realize the value, and they're gonna jump right on board.
It'd be awesome.
Very interesting stuff.
Yeah, and Nathan and I actually met outside of this piece of the business. He met through my consulting business, and we did some REO work together. Back in the day. Back. So I've got a long and varied past in mortgage banking, and I've been executive with several large companies in title, mortgage bankruptcy work, mortgage foreclosure work. So I've been around the industry a long time, and my brain trust is not quite what it used to be, but it is still worth picking at times. So
yeah. Very cool. And I know we're talking about having some of your people come out to DME as well. So and
I do intend to attend your conference as well. If I'm not there, then one of my people will be. So
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Awesome. Very interesting stuff, Rudy. This is I know we like you say, we talked about REO stuff back in the day, and then I think it was just last year I saw you at an IMN conference and we're talking about this, about doing VAs. So
Yeah.
very interesting
Absolutely.
stuff.
We'll definitely tune in. Keep a loop everyone out there to kind of check out what we're doing with this stuff. I think this is where we're gonna be moving towards to help with some of the other stuff. And we're gonna push some of you guys towards this because we know a couple of you guys by name really need this service. We said to help you let go of doing it myself mentality, the E-Myth book. So
So do you see, Rudy? What changes do you see? You mentioned like the origination side kind of dropped off somewhat. What changes are you seeing in the US market based on how you're hiring in the Philippines?
Well, I mean, right now we're starting to see an increase again in the mortgage default market.
Yeah.
They have not seen the increase in foreclosures or loss mitigation files that they were expecting thus far. But because of the pandemic, so many of these mortgage banking entities, the mortgage law firms, the mortgage vendors associated with default related work, the grass cut guys, the property preservation guys, all of them they cut their staff, right? They cut their teams in their office space and all of that in the interest of trying to stay viable during the pandemic. And as such, now those individuals are coming to us and saying, hey, I'm starting to see an uptick in volume. I don't have the office space I had. I don't have the staff I had. Can you help me? So we're starting to offset some of those seats that went away from origination and title, and we're starting to put them into the mortgage default space as a result. Property management, as you guys know, has been exploding now for several years. And that is a trend which is continuing. And so we're starting to see a lot more property managers. I mean, 4 years ago, we were at 20% of our staff was doing property management and single family rental related work. Now, like I said, up to 50% of our staff is doing that work because we've seen that much of an increase in the property management space. Right now, my team is touching over 150,000 doors nationwide for various property managers, right? And that market is continuing to grow. Rents are still going up. And as having been a long-term mortgage default guy, as interest rates tick up, the reality of it is affordability goes down. So, while we still have a lot of equity in our properties right now because of the extreme growth that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years, people are going to have to start deciding, hey, my property is, was worth 500,000 a month ago. Now it's worth 450. Am I willing to sell it for 450? But because that individual who wants to buy it can only afford 450 now, they can't afford 500. So values begin to decline. And as values begin to decline, we're going to get to a place in some certain areas, not all, where those values start to normalize. And the individuals who bought high now are going to start seeing they're going to be worth less, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, that's not going to apply to all markets, but it's going to apply to some of the markets that are out there. Yeah. And as that occurs, then the rent aspect of things is gonna be huge because people can't, they got foreclosed on, they can't take a mortgage out again. Yeah. They're gonna have to go and rent. And I do see a continued uptick in the rental market going forward. And I was just at the Build to Rent 2 weeks ago in Nashville, and the Build to Rent, there's a lot of companies that are putting their money forth in that Build to Rent market. And trying to get those on the books and trying to get people there because people do want to have their single family home versus having the apartment lifestyle, right? So I do see that still coming pretty strong for us.
Gotcha. So that also would be the same kind of thing for anybody doing seller finance. They can either rent it or they can seller finance it.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Seller finance, but still the story is the same. It's they'll rise together.
100%. I agree with you.
Well, Rudy, I appreciate you coming on this Friday, I guess afternoon now for you, and spending some time with us and sharing about this VA work. Again, if you have any questions, there's a link inside the chat, but also we'll put it into the YouTube. But you can always reach out to us at JKP Holdings. But I appreciate Rudy spending at least an hour with us to share a lot of stuff that people need to learn. and be able to trust in and believe in to transform the business to grow it to the next level. This is especially for those who are working in W-2 jobs, who are working full-time, can hire a VA to do work while you're making money other ways as you grow your business. So, Rudy, again, I
100%.
appreciate your time and on.
I appreciate you guys having me on and inviting me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.